just going to demo here the People Hub, and one of the announcements that we made at the global launch was really how I can integrate social networking, in particular Facebook, into my what's nearest and dearest to me in terms of the people within my contacts. One of the announcements we've got for the Mango timeframe is the integration of LinkedIn from a business perspective, and also for Twitter as well. But one of the observations that we had back from the customers that obviously this operating system has been based upon is really around how do I screen this and make this more appropriate for me, rather than getting a full feed of all of my contacts. I just really want to follow those people that are nearest and dearest. So going back to the people up here, what I can do is I can actually choose those people that I want to follow and create groups. So for example, I have my family here, or for example, from a work capacity, I've got the UK mobile team here. So if I look at those, I'm following all these guys. What's new with those guys? The appropriate pictures from those that obviously include social networking feeds within their contact details, and so on and so forth. So it gives me a more personable view of what's nearest and dearest to me.
Could you show some Twitter and some LinkedIn feeds, how it's appearing?
Twitter, I'm not a member at the moment, so I can't show that, and LinkedIn currently isn't available at this moment in time. So for example, that is to come. So just to prove that.
So where would that appear really in the feed?
It'll be exactly the same. It'll be exactly the same. So it will appear both in the People Hub. In terms of the feeds here, so I've got here all of my accounts, which is Facebook and Messenger.
Okay.
But it will appear as another feed, and whoever that contact is, their means of communicating with me will appear below that as well. Okay, so for example, John here, my good friend John, is communicating with me via Facebook, and the same will be with Twitter and LinkedIn as well.
Okay.
Okay. So moving on to things like Outlook, what we've done to make life easier in the Outlook mode is that we've integrated views such as the conversation thread. With conversation thread, it allows me to essentially scan emails within one area that's specific, and if it's not appropriate to me, I'll delete it in one go or action accordingly. But it allows me to manage my inbox a lot more in a lot more dynamic way, the same that you'd expect currently in the PC environment. What I have in terms of let's type in my more. In terms of the social networking side of things, Xbox Live, for example, as well, is something that the gaming community element is something that we're rather proud of, and to support that ecosystem. We've also allowed things like IM and social network integration in the Xbox environment to be prolific, not only in the People Hub, but also in the gaming environment as well. First thing you'll notice around Xbox Live is the integration, is inclusion now of a 3D avatar that you expect today.
And that'll be a Mango.
And that will be in a Mango, yes. And obviously my friends network as well. So I'm not only interacting with Common or Garden social networking feeds, I'm also networking with those key people that are probably an appropriate person to demonstrate there. But I have a friend here, Alex, that I'm dealing with. You can see here the games that he's been playing, and here I can compare the gaming prowess between the two of us, between what game we've got. One of the feedbacks,
and that's also new in Mango.
And that's also new in Mango as well. So again, we're taking an awful lot from customer feedback, and customer feedback has very much been based on in the Xbox environment is really around gaming prowess and really comparing yourselves to those that are nearest and dearest to you. Going back to more of a business productivity side of things, we have here the integration of both SkyDrive and Office 365. I'm using a Mule device today that is new to me today, so there are one or two of the feeds that I haven't been able to set up for today's purposes, but we are including that within the experience. And certainly in terms of this whole work-life balance, if I was to for example, interact on a particularly important email from Andy Lees, want to take 5 minutes out and, should we say, play a game for a while, is that I can. One of the features that we're very, very proud of, if we just forgive the startup in the first instance, but one of the aspects that we're very, very proud of with Mango is the multitasking facility. So what we've done here is that all of a sudden I realise I get a phone call or I need to action an email rather quickly. I can depress the back button, and it will allow me to switch from one function to the other seamlessly without any lag whatsoever. And we're really proud in the way that we've been able to interact or to initiate this. And as you'll see, the startup for gaming, for rather cumbersome applications like games is next to nothing. Going back to the start screen again. One of the aspects that we've got in...
How do you switch back and forth? Sorry, I missed that.
Sorry, I beg your pardon?
How do you switch back and forth between applications?
So we've got 3 standard buttons across all Windows Phone devices. So all of our OEM partners, from HTC to Samsung to LG to so on and so forth, we have 3 standard buttons: the back button, the start key, and the search button. The back button currently takes you back to the previous activity. With Mango, if you depress that button for longer than 2 seconds, it will allow you to scroll between applications that you have running in the fore and background.
Okay.
Okay? It's a simple case of, and essentially, we hold those applications in status, which allows me to go backwards and forwards as I see fit. Which is a lot more compelling way than perhaps previous iterations of what we've done and perhaps what our competition do at the moment. One of the aspects that certainly Nick was focusing on earlier on is really the importance of pictures and how we integrate with pictures and use them just beyond a photo cache of what's important on the device. What we have here is I can check out some pictures of my friends. Nicola's a great example. She's normally very keen on taking photographs of herself. Good friend at work, and this is a live feed to her Facebook account as we speak. So not only do I have that, can I have that kind of interaction with, not only can I have that kind of interaction with what's nearest and dearest to Nicola, but I can also use those images because obviously she's a friend of mine and I have access to her account. So I can do things like I can save the picture to my phone. I can add or view tags. What I can do as well is what we have here is I have the facility to be able to tag those photographs accordingly on my own personal onboard or in the air storage. If I had these individuals within my own contact list, they would also instantaneously be recognised as being Nicola and her friend. So we have some pretty compelling Facebook recognition there, also face recognition there as well. And finally, one of the features that we're very proud of is obviously Bing. Now, Bing itself or the experience with Bing is essentially embedded or threaded all the way through the experience of Windows Phone 7. It's not just a feature at launch that was based on web browsing and searching for information that is important to me. It was very important that the Bing as a search function was important throughout the device. So, for example, if I'm in email and if I press the search button, it will take me immediately to the Bing application. Now, one of the features that we've got here is, for example, as opposed to where we were with the launch version, where you could search, make open searches for restaurants, for shopping facilities, and so on and so forth. I'm actually new. If I can pretend that I'm actually new to London, what I can do is I can actually choose the Explore London function, and it will provide me relatively quickly what's appropriate for me, or it will suggest without any interaction on my part, based on Bing essentially scraping the internet for location-specific information to where I am.
Called?
It's Bing. It's part of the Bing algorithm. It's essentially location-specific information within Bing. So
and that's new to us.
The neighbourhood card is the actual location specific isn't, but in terms of it's always been able to provide directions from where you are to a location of your choice. But what's new is this is suggesting information based on my location.
Right.
So for example, I'll land I'll be in a place where I've never been before. In this instance, it's London. I don't know the area particularly well. I'm a West Country boy, so I don't know London particularly well. And it's suggesting areas it'll scrape the internet and suggest, based on my location, perhaps some appropriate places to eat and drink, what's there to see and do in the area. maybe fancy a bit of shopping. I haven't even put any preferences in, although I can obviously put some preferences in. So, for example, I may want to look at some great places that do great American beers, for example, and that will be provide a lot more finite. It will be a lot more specific in terms of what I'm searching for. But in this case, it's just suggesting everything that's specific to me. What we're also doing as well in terms of the integration of not only the breaking beyond the browser experience with the web as well, is also imploring our application partners of the latest development being search-specific applications as well. So, for example, if I want to look for, I'm in the London area and I want to look for, I'll put a search in for transport. It will suggest to me third-party appropriate apps based on that specific that I've searched for. So that's not only great for user experience in terms of promoting and providing them with easy access to what is appropriate based on their search. It's also great for application developers as well in that it's promoting their product rather than users having to trawl through multiple marketplace entries in order to find that. So we're actually suggesting and promoting our third party, excuse me, it's timed out. We're actually promoting our third party partners, which is a great, from their point of view, great way of driving that whole ecosystem story. Some other features on Bing that we have at this moment in time, and I'm looking around for products, but I don't seem to have any at the moment, but so bear with me. We have visual search as well, so we've got the facility here to be able to scan barcode CDs and so on and so forth. I'm looking for something around me which I don't have to have, that's fine. But it'll give you the facility to be able to scan barcodes. Again, it will go back, scrape the internet where we have and our server farms, and essentially provide you with that information. Okay. So, for example, if there's an album cover that you like, or there's a book that you like, or a barcode for a book, it will recommend what that is. But not only that, recommend where to buy them based on the reference of that specific media, be that music and so on and so forth. And that